Ugh. Sup. Sup. Q Fuzzy Weasel here, playing Kerbal Space Program. So, I'm enjoying another one of the fine selections from Harris Teeter down the road. Since they have 99-cent miscellaneous mix and match beer, I have a Cape Line sparkling cocktail, hard strawberry lemonade. It has. Fuck! It has sugar in it! God damn it! I thought it was zero sugar. It's got 10 grams of sugar. Fuck! Anyway, speaking of disappointments, so we had a big disappointment last playthrough. I landed a probe on the far side of the moon, so we can't talk to it. Which means I basically have to launch another probe. So we're gonna launch Tylor 3. However, we did learn that the Tyler design, really, we don't need as much shit on it as we might think. So, in this iteration, I'm basically just getting rid of the entire, this entire thing here. Because we don't need it. We can get to the moon. We can actually get to Minimus probably just fine on this. So yeah, I'm going to drop this down. And I'm going to take this off. And drop this down here. And, oh yeah, I got to take this off. And, yeah. Yeah, boom. And I'm going to build a fairing, and it's going to kind of come up like this, and go like that. And it's going to be a little bit tall because I want to keep the aerodynamics. I want to keep the aerodynamics of the vehicle. So, it's going to explode like this. But yeah, so I've probably just added Alright, so I'm going to be honest, this is not the only one of these that I've had. So, we've probably... Look, it's efficiency. So, efficiency, okay? So, this ought to work. This ought to work. And since we're, like, loading up Tyler 3 here, let me think about... Well... You know... Since I know that I have more than enough fuel to get one there, what if I launched more than one on one rocket? See, this is actually possible. It's just a little tricky. But consider this, alright? Consider this. We have one. What if, instead of having this fairing here, right? I mean, instead of having that, we take this over here and we turn it on its side, right? And if we turn it on its side, that's still enough to fit into the fairing. Like, that's still enough. So what we can do is we can actually put a smaller decoupler on here and get, like, more bang for the buck out of this rocket. So I can do this. Yeah. And then I can do this. Boom. Then I can go on here. Well, I can take this off, and then I'm going to try and copy this. Like, duplicate it. Except I really can't. Or maybe I can. I don't... Let me try and duplicate this for a second here. Because if I can do that, then, fuck that noise. I want to duplicate it. if I can do that, and it's looking like... Okay, so, look. Wait, no, there's a workaround. Right, because we have those sub-assemblies. So I can go to my sub-assemblies, take this, and drop it in... Ah, fuck, I can't. Right, because it's a probe body. Ah, shit. Okay. Alright, hold on. Let me reload. Don't save. I didn't do anything. Let me reload. Let me reload. Nice. Alright. I can't put the Tyler probe in a sub-assembly. I'm just saying, in a perfect world, I could put 2 Tyler probes on one rocket. I probably still can. I'm gonna be honest here. I probably still can do that. I just gotta figure out how. There's a way. There has to be a way. I don't want to build like another lander on top of this lander. But maybe that's not such a bad idea. You know, 2 landers. Yeah, because we got space. We got enough fuel to put a whole other lander on the surface. I bet we have enough fuel to do that. And if we don't, then who cares? You know? So, yeah. Alright, let's try that. Let's build another probe and put it on the bottom of this probe. And then we can launch 2 probes at the same time. Alright, so we have this probe here. And it's going to be a little bit complicated because I'm building it in 2, like, upside down, essentially. Alright, so this is engineering. This here is engineering. Haha. Alright, so we have this probe body here. Alright, so what does it need? It needs power, and it needs a reason to exist, which is science. Also, I forgot that we have all these robot parts. So, that's interesting. We do have these robot parts, don't we? Huh, wonder... Nah, let's keep it simple. We'll save the wondering for when we have Wonder Fish, you know? I swear to God, if I build a lander drunk and it lands better than the first one. So we have these 4. And we'll have an electrical system attached to it, which will be this. Actually, that's not a bad... This is turning out pretty damn good. You know, and we'll put some communication. This will be a secondary probe body. So, oh yeah, I downloaded another mod so I can put, like, more communications stuff. I mean, it still isn't, like, the best, but, you know, it's there. They extend. They do shit. I don't know. I want to risk them on a probe. I'm gonna make a simple little probe. So that'll be that'll be the antenna. These wings will have some science on them. They'll have some control units. Oh, we got a little micro gyro control system now. That's cool. I'll fuck around with that later. We'll have some control units like this. That'll keep the thing from doing all the things. We'll have a mech jeb unit. We'll have some power units. Okay, we got a battery. Huh. I guess that mod came with a bunch of shit that I wasn't even aware of. Although, you know, yeah, I could stick the battery right on that, and that works, because they're both round. See? Engineering. What else? We need a mech jeb unit, because there's no way I'm fucking landing this thing. And that's okay. And we'll put the mech jeb unit there. And now we need the all-important booster piece. Because boosters are boosters. And that has 50 G's and Rocket Max. How much fuel does that have? 99 point. And then this thing, though, this has 53 LX and oxidizer. But if I go with this, then it doesn't have to be cryogenic. I know all that is kind of like okay? The point is, my point is that we don't need. We can go again with the cryogenic rocket design. We don't need to like do anything super fancy. In fact, it still works. May want to take the booster and put the booster in. And what do we use? The Stromboli. I want some Stromboli. I think Stromboli is some kind of pastry with duck in it. And I'm laughing because I'm realizing I'm probably wrong about that. But there we go. Okay, so that's going to have 4 engines on that. 4 fuel tanks. 1 Stromboli tank. That ought to be enough to get it down on the surface at least. What else do we need? Hey, okay, a nano landing leg. That doesn't even clear the booster. Unless I'm okay with this thing landing on the booster and just blowing up. Which I'm not, obviously. I don't want it to blow up. Whoops, I didn't mean to copy that much. Okay. I need to put another landing leg here. So this thing's going to have a little bit more of a robust landing. So, well, does it need a robust landing system? I don't think so. We'll start retracted. That'll be fine. I'll put it here so it doesn't end up accidentally making a swastika, which is probably what would happen if I put it like on the side there. But okay, so here we go. We've got alright, so the landing legs will come out here, extend that, and that barely clears that booster. Woof. Woof. Barely clears the booster. But if I take it and I'm whoops, wrong one. Put it over there. Boom. Come on, there we go. Okay, so take this, bring it down a little bit. Extend. Yeah, that clears the booster. That clears the booster. That's a booster clearing booster meat. Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 probes now. Okay. And I'm going to put all this shit on here because this is all my manual thing. This is what I fuck with instead of the computer. Oh, right. Science. Probably need some science. What's some science that we could put... Oh, shit. Wait, I could build an entire probe around this? That's a missed opportunity. That's okay. I can build... I can have... that I can have a magnetometer sticking out like right around there, here, so it doesn't. I'll put it here so it doesn't like mess with the solar panels any, and just want to make sure that we got that, and we get some pressure sensoring right here, and temperature sensoring right here, and a goo container. And I'm not talking to you, Google. I'm not talking to you. Last time, Google tried to invade my brain because it thought it was talking to me. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't want to be spooked by Google again. Right. So, we have 2 probes. I think we can do this. Yeah, why not? Take this, put this on here, then move this up here. We'll create a fairing. Boom, and then also boom, and whoops, and boom. Alright, we have the fairing. We got the 2 probes. So this is going to be Tyler 3. And what's a name for the probe? What could we name a probe? I don't have any other pets. Tyler, Come out with oh, you know what? Yeah. And Cape Line. Cape Line 1. In the event that I decide to launch another probe combo mess like this, which, maybe I do, maybe I don't, I don't know. Let's just make sure that the, that thing is not like, where is this? Oh, that's there? I feel better if that was up there, but everything else seems to check out. Okay, shoot. Let's light this candle. Let's do this. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. I think, it'll. I designed it with barely thinking about it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, hey, I know the Tyler probe body works. So at very least, we're getting a Tyler probe out of this. If the Cape Line probe works, all the better. So let's engage autopilot. Let's see how well this thing lifts. And it lifts really good. We didn't have that sagging thing earlier, so I think even with the additional weight of the probe, it's still not as heavy as having all that liquid fuel on board. So it's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. How about crush this can? I think we'll be okay. I genuinely, I think this will work. The trick is going to be making sure that I land on the side of the moon facing Kerbal. That's going to be the trick. So I'm actually going to walk away from this and get another beer. And I'm back. Oh, I missed something. Okay, we're at 16,000 feet and we're on the last set of solid rockets. That's slightly concerning. We might be hitting some problems with aerodynamics because of the, big ball piece right here, the fairing. But I think we're okay. In the meantime, I'm going to try out Gaelic Ale, which is brewed in Asheville, North Carolina. But it's Gaelic. Sure, guys. Alright, let's try it. Ugh. Okay, well, I'm not really a hops person, though. That's the thing. I'm not really a hops person. I really more prefer, like, sweeter things or stuff that has a real consistent flavor, like Corona. I fucking love Corona. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It actually, you know what? It'd be fun to cook something in this. Like if I was making a Brunswick stew, I would cook it in this. Because I don't know what it is about like cooking things in beer, but when you do that, you want like a really hoppy beer. And that way you get the taste of the hops. I don't know, it helps the meat, it helps whatever you're cooking tastes like what you're cooking it in. In fact, I might save this because I just realized that it's 8 o'clock and I haven't eaten in 15 hours. Oh, shit. Alright, so we're still... Looks like we're okay. You know what I did? I launched during the night. I hate that. hate launching during the night. But hey, you know what? We're up in the air. We're staying ahead. Yeah, we've already achieved an orbit. So I'm going to come back to you guys after I get in orbit around the moon. Okay, so we're not in orbit around the moon yet, obviously, but I just wanted to point out, like, how much weight savings we have. Look at this. We still have these boosters. We made it into orbit, and we still have these. I'm not even using this fuel yet. We're good. We're good, and, like, this is gonna be a, getting to the moon with this setup, this is gonna be a cakewalk. Honestly, if I'm being honest about this honestly in an honest fashion with honest meat, I could land on the moon with this rocket, guys. I really could. There's a lot of technology. Well, alright. So here's the caveat. I could land on the moon, but I don't think I could get back off the moon. And that's the thing. I'm not sending Kerbals out there just to, like, die. Yet. I'm not just gonna send someone into the sun, you know? So I could land them on the moon, but then they'd be stuck on the moon forever, and then they die on the moon. And I don't want to have people die on the moon yet. So, as tempting as it is, I'm not just going to put a crew capsule on this thing. I need some assurances that I can get off the moon. Which means, when I land on the moon, when I land there, and when I land these probes on the moon, and I get all the science from all the probes, and, after I launch the communication satellites, which I'm going to call the communication satellites that are going to be around Kerbal, I'm going to call the KNK, the NKN, Near Kerbal Network. The satellites that are going to be around the moon, I'm going to call the NMN. And I guess the satellites around Minimus. Okay, maybe I need to rethink the naming conventions here, but after I get those in place so I don't lose contact with probes, I think the next kind of probe I want to send is sample return. And what that is, I need to, boom, and activate, there. So what that'll be is, I just realized something. Wait a second. Fuck. I just left a bunch of debris in orbit. God damn it. I really gotta not do that. I'm gonna run it. That's gonna cause problems. I've lost spaceships to fucking debris. But anyway, so what I'm thinking is a sample return. So I'm gonna land a probe that has its own little rocket on top of it. We'll do the science, and then the science is gonna be attached to the main probe body that's going to have its own heat shield. I'm going to launch that off of the probe that lands on the moon. And then that's going to go to Kerbal, and then we'll be able to retrieve that science. And it'll be like we sent people there, but we didn't, because we didn't get a flag. But the key point behind doing that will be a proof of concept that we will be at a technological level that we can do, that we can get people back from the moon. And that'll be a really important step. Now, another important step, depends on how I want to engineer the moon rocket when we eventually build the moon rocket, like whether or not I want to, have an Apollo-style lunar orbit rendezvous kind of setup, or whether or not I want to have like an all-in-one, just land the fucking thing on the moon and launch. Now, unlike reality, the moon in KSP is actually fairly easy to get to, and as you can tell, because I'm managing to get to it, and I'm drunk. I'm gonna land on the moon and I'm drunk. So if drunk me can do it, then it's not terribly hard. But in terms of roleplay, like, in the real world, no one would ever send a single astronaut to the moon on top of a rocket that would go all the way there, land, and come all the way back. That's not what happens in reality. In reality, you have you have safety. And I have to balance this out, you know, between like, it's a game, and yeah, but I want to play it like it's real. I don't know. It's a tough question, you know? Because if I want to do Lunar Orbit Rendezvous, that means I have to have 2 vehicles. It means I have to have docking ports. It means we have to do docking. It means... But, you know, that's all a part of the plan, too, because eventually I want space stations, you know? And we're going to need docking. Because once we start going out to, like, Duna, which is the Mars analog in the game, or Eve, or any of the other planets, once we start going out there, we're going to have to build those ships in orbit. I mean, you can launch from the ground and get to Duna and back, but it's hard. You know? Especially, you know, if you're trying to do it in any kind of, like, oh, well, this is kind of like a real world sort of thing. Those ships are going to have to be built in orbit, which means they're going to have to be docked together. And that's just how it's going to have to be. So, in the short term, it'll be more annoying to do this. But in the long term, you know, it's going to be, fuck. We're not facing the sun. Shit. Okay, we'll have enough power to do the maneuver, I hope. I didn't think about that. Fuck, I hate this. I hate not having solar panels that can track. I guess I could have put solar panels here. That would have hedged the bet. You live and learn. You live and you learn. But after this, we don't need the rest of the shit. Like, we don't need this after this. And I can tilt those things so they're planar with the moon, and so it's not that big of a deal. But there it goes. Alright, so we're good. And look at that. We got into orbit around the moon, and we still have all this fuel. Guys, I could have sent 4 probes to the moon on this rocket. I probably could have sent 4 probes. I ought to send 4 probes. Alright. So let's take a look here. The key is going to be landing on a side that's facing Kerbal right now. And unfortunately, the side that's facing Kerbal is in the fucking dark. Because of course it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait till the side facing Kerbal is in the daylight. So we're going to go to the tracking station and we're just going to advance time. And then once it's in the day, then we'll land, because I don't want to land at night. Night landing sucks and that just sits there. So we'll take a look at the moon and we'll just like boom. All right, there we go. Side facing Kerbal. It's in the daylight. It's there. Okay. So we're going to go back over to here and we're going to fly this thing. And we're going to start landing this thing. And I'm going to ignore the severe pain in my wrist caused by carpal tunnel by doing my job and writing and using keyboards for the last 30 years. Please have a charge. Okay, good. Good, we have a charge. I want to get us out in the day. Come on. Come on. Let your solar panels hit daylight. There we go. Okay. All right. So first thing that's going to go is Tyler. The Tyler probe's going to go first because Tyler is a proven design. So we're going to control from here. Why do I have limited probe control? Oh yeah, line of sight. Well, that'll be solved momentarily. We'll have line of sight with Kerbal soon. This is why we need those communication satellites. There we go. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the mech jeb unit, and again, this is just me role playing this. The probe is gonna land somewhere. Do I want unguided probe landing? Let's just take a look here, because we've already... Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Land somewhere. There we go. Do that. Activate Stromboli engine. Stromboli engine is activated. Boom. And don't hit the other probe. Just raced by it. That's actually happened to me before, where I've had a probe detach from the main ship, turn, do the deorbit, and just slam straight in. When I was playing KSP back when it first came out, that happened to my very first Mars mission. And the astronauts all got stranded around Mars for years. Realistically, they would have died, but in my head, you know, they things. Alright, so it looks like we're probably going to land in the crater here. On the crater wall. Okay, so I'm going to leave this up to Tyler 3. Oh yeah, I got to rename this vessel to Tyler 3. Accept. Alright, so Tyler 3. Tyler, your probe's landing. Tyler doesn't care. He's busy sniffing at the ground and chewing on something. So Tyler 3 is going to land. Hopefully it doesn't just smack into the fucking ground. Alright, so it's going. We're slowing down. We're not really slowing down very fast, though, and that's got me worried, because we need to slow down. We need to slow down quicker than this. We need to get past... Alright, come on. We need to, like, slow down more. Come on, buddy. Slow down more than this. We gotta slow down more than this. We gotta slow down more than this. We gotta slow down. Slow down. Yeah! Holy shit. Motherfucker. That was... And we landed. Beautiful. And there it goes. There's the other two flying by. Alright. Let's launch some magnetometer science goo. Go ahead. Transmit that data. Transmit this data. Transmit this data. And transmit this data. And right off the bat, we've just got enough science to get that relay. But we're not done, because we got key line 1 out. The key cope stope. We've got that other probe, because we put 2 probes on that rocket. I think that's all the science on this. I feel like there's more. Nah, it's good. So hey, so where'd we end up landing? We ended up landing on the crater rim. So what does that count as far as science goes? Okay, so northwest crater. Alright, that's pretty cool. We landed on the northwest crater, guys! We landed on the moon! For the 3rd time! We've proven it can be done. Which is, it's funny to me, because the episode that's coming out today is I'm still on the R1. And I was just watching it, I was like, man, I'm still on the R1, still trying to make stable orbits in that game, and here I'm landing on the moon. So, cool. But we're not done yet, because we still got we got this probe here. Cape Line 1. Alright, so we're going to switch to Cape Line 1. You know, it could have been worse. I could have been drinking a fucking White Claw. We could have called it White Claw 1. Alright, so we're gonna decouple this probe. Boom. And I just sent a piece of debris flying into space. That's okay, because I'm leaving a massive... When we finally get docking ports, what I'm gonna do for any vehicle that I'm sure is gonna leave like a bunch of fuel in orbit, I'm gonna put a docking port on the side of the rocket, so in the event that I need fuel, like in an emergency, I can go over to that rocket and drain the fuel. Alright. And, I decouple that. Oh, shit. What'd I do? What? Fuck. Okay, good. that was a trip. That's not a probe, though. That's just a piece of debris just floating out in orbit, but okay, fine. Here we are. This is Cape Line 1. Alright. So, let's see. Tyler, is that Tyler 1? Yeah, that's Tyler 1 right there. So I don't want to just land anywhere right now, because I'm just going to end up landing... No, abort autoland. I want to pick a target on a map for Cape Line 1. I want to land in the east side crater. I want to land somewhere over here. Land at that target. Yeah. This will be useful. So one of the goals that I have for the eventual manned mission is to land near one of these probes. Just for prestige. Although Apollo actually did that. It landed by an earlier moon probe and detached the camera and some other scientific equipment from it to study the effects of long-term exposure to the environment on the moon. And you can actually go see those parts in the Smithsonian, last I checked. So if any of you want to see some hardware that's been on the moon for a while, go to the Smithsonian. I really hope that what I'm saying sounds coherent. Alright, so we are deorbiting. And we still have line of sight with Kerbal, which is very important. So key line 1 is gonna land in the in this crater, the east side crater, and hopefully not explode. This thing has, I think this thing has less fuel than a Tyler probe, but it's like a square design. This is also like, come on, I built you when I was hammered, and I'm still hammered. So, work. Prove to the world that I can design a ship juiced. Isn't that a euphemism for drunk? Juiced? Yeah, I think so. Alright. So here we go. Here we go. Come on, land. It's coming in a little bit. No, actually, holy shit, this is gonna work? It's easy as fuck to build a moon probe in this game, I swear. You know what? I oughta send a probe to Minmus. At least as a flyby. There it goes. I think we're landing. It's hard to tell. We're landing, the crater's like in darkness, but I can see some rays coming out from the rocket. Yeah, we're getting close to the ground here. And we've landed! It's hard to tell, but if I advance time a little bit, then the sun will set. Whoops. Let's advance time to the next lunar day, but there's no guarantee that the next lunar day will be facing Kerbal. Okay. There we go. Alright. So let's see, what's flying up above us? There's like some debris. Like, what's above us? Let's... All right, so it's the Tyler probe debris. Awesome. So hey, guys, we landed in another crater. My drunk probe worked. It's pretty good. You can actually see like the orbit path of the two pieces of like garbage that we left in orbit. Just so I'm making sure that I don't have... Yeah, it did. It counted that decoupler as a probe for no reason. I don't know why. So, hey! That's cool. So let's get some science. Now, this thing doesn't have as much power as the Tyler probe. So I don't know how it'll handle, like, transmission. We'll figure it out. Alright, go ahead and send that science and send that science. And do the goo. And send the goo. I always imagine like it's just a lump of Play-Doh just sitting there. And they're like, yep, still Play-Doh. And we're done. Kind of anticlimactic, you know? And I can't tell if the probe is sitting on its booster or not. It's not. Okay, it's not. I don't, right? Yeah, it's not. There's some clearance. And that's like the way it looks from like far away, just like a little bug, but it's got like a thing sticking out of it. And you zoom out further, and it's like, yeah, welcome to the moon. We've landed. That's great. That's fucking awesome. Alright, let me go to the tracking station real quick so I can get rid of that probe, because that's going to confuse me later. Especially when I forget what was happening this time. Yeah, that probe. That's a decoupler. That's not really a probe. Alright, so far, we have successfully landed 4 probes on the surface of the moon. And we've gotten science from 3 of them. And then the 4th one is, you know, Tyler 2 is just, like, not facing Kerbal. But as soon as we get some communication satellite around the moon, we'll be able to pick up that science easy. So how much science do we have? How much science do we get? We have 254 science. Fuck yeah. Which means we can get all kinds of shit. Well, we can get one kind of shit. We can get this. The most important shit. The relay antenna. Boom. And we have 94, which can buy us another one of these. So in addition to the relay antenna, I guess... I guess this would be cool. This propulsion systems. Although fuel system comes with the fuel lines. And if we get fuel line... Okay, you know what? If I get propulsion systems and fuel lines, we'll just build the R3. Actually, I think fuel systems will allow us to just build the R3. Or the landing. We've got some heat shields. Advanced flight control would be cool because then you'd have the advanced inline stabilizer and the Mark II command pod that can fit like 2 Kerbals inside of it. What we really need is... Wait. The precision engineering, that came with the... Alright, hold on. What I really want is the docking systems. So I can, like, start docking shit together and, like, you know, getting some cool shit made. That would be cool. And that can go along with propulsion systems in the R3, and we can start, like, linking ships together, and we can build a space station, which would be awesome. So, I can't decide. So we're going to use a coin. Heads, we go with rocket parts. Tails, we go with docking ports. And it's ironic that I'm using this because this is a 1979 Liberty coin. And it has the eagle from the Apollo patch. So cool. So it's poignant. Boom. Heads. It's heads. Except I forgot what heads was. I think it was propulsion systems. Alright, that's cool. This will let us build smaller shit. Or fuel systems. Crap. Oh, fuck. I need, like... Alright, you know what? Okay, let's try it this way. Let's try it this way. Because there's also cool shit in space. And, like, here, which actually has some, you know, more science and stuff. And there's landing guidance, but I don't really care. So, okay. We'll do it. We'll do 4 times, okay? So, we'll do it again because we'll choose between fuel systems and propulsion systems. Heads is fuel systems, tails is propulsion systems. Tails. All right, propulsion systems. So, boom. And that is how actual government budgets are made.